gonna play GM for a second.
Down by toe side, slayer of 100, that's no lie. Bring down the thunder, so don't try. Give off an armors and get roast by, then froze by. So these niggas just let me coast by. It's like a samurai, keep a blade close by.
What is up,
always
everybody?
gonna
My
keep
name
a close
is
side
Advance.
on every car that drove by. The code of the streets, you can't take heat. I hope.
So, that the Super Bowl is over with. You know, we've celebrated.
I do what I want. You do what you can. I stashed away a meal.
We've partied. We had the parade. Now the question is, what happens with the team? So, there are several free agents that we have that are coming up, because when Bruce Arians came over, he signed a bunch of guys to 2-year deals. So now, I think with in the case of Shaq Barrett, there was he had a 1-year deal, and we franchise tagged him for coming into this season. So so pretty much, BA pretty much said to anybody that was that had a speech talking about how thankful they were for playing in Tampa, for whatever the future holds. You know, those things that were alluded to them going to another team. BA was pretty much like,
Your ass ain't going nowhere.
and you know, somebody else came up, and he would come up and be like,
Your ass ain't going nowhere either.
you know, I think BA is not falling into the trap that previous teams have done, namely the Ravens, where you win the Super Bowl and then you pretty much gut half your roster that got you there, especially since if you're trying to go back.
All right, we're going for 2 and we ain't stopping. All right, we're gonna keep this band together, and they know how to win.
And then see, this is another reason why I love my team, because nobody is greedy. Nobody's greedy. Mike Evans restructuring, because he was saying like, look, do what you gotta do. I want to keep my team. And you know what? A lot of people saying that he got that, that he pretty much got that as a result of Brady coming in. No, Mike Evans been doing that for years. He did it last season. Remember when everybody thought we was gonna go out and get Melvin Gordon? So, yeah, they pretty much. These are the only person that I think should get paid is Shaq Barrett. Shaq Barrett should get his money, because he led the league in sacks last year. He didn't do that well. No, don't get me wrong. He did great for what he did. Great. He didn't get the number of sacks that he got last year, but once we got into the playoffs, postseason, it was in postseason he's been phenomenal. He showed up when he needed to, and you know he did all of that on a franchise tag. And now normally when people get hit with a franchise tag, it usually shows that the team doesn't really value you like that to really give you a long-term deal. But that was just a case of we were signing so many people. You know, we needed something. However, I'm glad that he did get paid in that aspect, because anytime you franchise somebody, they automatically top 5. They get that top 5 salary. So yeah, I mean, what it's gonna come down to is, we just gonna have to dig deep. Maybe give him a cut above the rest. He said he wanted to explore the market. Didn't necessarily say that he wanted to go anywhere else, but he wanted to explore the market to see what his value was. So there's that. But it just seems like the general vibe of you know, the Tampa Bay team is that they all want to play together because they enjoy each other's company. Now I know we're not going to probably be able to keep everybody because, you know, there's still a draft coming up, and we only have a 53-man roster. So, man, I know there was some people that was salty about leaving this season. You know, so yeah, my man Derry Goomba Wale. You know, that I was mad we couldn't keep him, but you know, we had Shady. When Shady came on board, I was like, oh, I know somebody's leaving. But yeah, so with that being said, with the free agents that's coming up, like I said, Shaq Barrett should get paid. We got Levante David. I would love to keep him because him and Devin White, man, they are like the perfect 1-2 punch. And it's like, it seemed like that, like he was like the perfect mentor for him, you know. And it was crazy because I was real sore about getting rid of about letting Quan Alexander go because them two were the 1-2 punch, you know. But you know, LVD and DW, you know, they you know, 45 and 54, they you know, they getting it done. But yeah, so I would say Shaq Barrett, then Levante David, and then Chris Godwin. So, or Shaq Barrett, Chris Godwin, LVD. But see, oh man, it's just so many weapons that we gotta keep, that we gotta manage, man. Because it's like we have, well, we know we gotta keep the edge rusher, Shaq Barrett. I think Sue's contract is up because he only had a 2-year deal. I think we still got Vita for a couple more years, or for 1 more year at least. But yeah, as for Chris Godwin, I've been saying all season we got depth at receiver, but Chris Godwin and Mike Evans are so good together. This year they were rated the best wide receiver duo. Or was that last season? I don't know. But yeah, they up there. They up there, like as a duo, because it's like if you cover one, the other one's gonna go off, and if you cover them both, then Scotty Miller's gonna go off, or in this case, it's gonna be AB. So a lot of people were saying that. Well, the analysts say that if we can afford to let Godwin go because we have AB, but at the same time, you know, I don't know. I just like I like having a healthy depth at receiver. It'd be nice if we could get some like a decent rotation going, you know, with these guys. But yeah, so you know, like I said, we got guys that hadn't even touched the field yet. Tyler Johnson, that's another thing. If we let Godwin go, then yeah, Tyler Johnson could be another one that could come up. I mean, because we got Scotty Miller, Tyler Johnson, and AB. So any of those three can fill that gap. And we're getting OJ Howard back.
Back-to-back coming soon. Hey, run it back.
I'm gonna say that on every video that I do when I cover something like this, because a lot of people, because he got hurt so early in the season that you know, people forgot about it. But because he's not Dak Prescott, he's not a constant. He's not on everybody's mind. But no, I ain't forget about OJ Howard. Roll Tide. We covered the defensive side of the ball. Offensive side of the ball, we got Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones. Rojo has been the rock. You know, he's been the rock. But you know what? With both of them in the backfield together, not together obviously, but you know, with having the option to do both, you know, Rojo is that speedy, like he's that elusive pass catching back, and then Rojo is the power back that can run motherfuckers over, You know, it's just, I just like having that balance, you know, two-headed dragon, if you will. So, yeah, it's, the two-headed dragon in the backfield, and we still had, you know, Shady McCoy, Keyshawn Vaughn, who had, he had a couple games this year, but he fumbled, and, you know, we hadn't seen him since. But he's a rookie, he's gonna do that. So he's got time to really gather himself. I heard a rumor, well, I saw James White is coming available. You know, James White was Tom Brady's security blanket. So if that does happen, I would say that if we let Shady go, bring in James White, that would be pretty good, because you know, we would exchange a running back that doesn't drop. We would exchange a running back that drops screen passes for one that won't drop screen passes. Yeah, Leonard Fournette has expressed that he wanted to come back, and you know, these Gronk, even though he was signed to a 1-year deal, he pretty much said, like, if as long as Brady's playing, he's playing. He's not going anywhere else. So, and I think much like Tom Brady, well, with Gronk, we got a player that's not necessarily interested in winning, but we have a player that's just interested in having fun and playing football. By the way, Rob Gronkowski, my props, my hat's off to you, bro, for having the most epic fake out this season, you know, in the press conference. Oh, how do you feel about, you know, all the tight end depth? Oh, I'm not worried about that. I'm here to block. I'm here to block, baby. And in that game, he would proceed to go the fuck off. Like, the immediate game that came that weekend. Like, oh man, that was an epic fake out. The psychology with Tom Brady. Tom Brady's like, yeah, man, I know I said 45, but hey, I'll play past 45 if I can help it. You know, right now we got another year with him. His contract comes up at the end of the year. I think even he said that he's gonna restructure. So I don't know, but see, it's like, I know people are mad. They're like, all right, well look, just hang it up, man. Like what more can you do, right? And he can enjoy himself. So, like I said, like with him and Gronk being the perfect thing about Gronk, came out of retirement to play with Tom Brady. So that just goes to show you that, like, he's just having fun at this point. With Brady, I'm pretty sure Brady was done after he won 5. You know, after he won 5, and then when he won 6, it was just like, oh well, damn. You know, but that was a Tom Brady. After he won his 5th Super Bowl, I think Tom Brady was content. I thought he was going to retire after that point, but he said he wants to come back because he just loves the game. And whether you love Tom Brady or hate Tom Brady, you can't help but respect that. Like, because I mean, if you was to go through the entire league and ask how many people was playing because they actually enjoy it versus how many people are playing for the money, you know, you'll find I think you'll find some slim pickings there, you know. So hey, or maybe not, it might be 50-50, but yeah, I know, like, to see somebody that keeps coming back like that, you know, like he found that Jeff Garcia gene, where it's like the older he gets, the better he plays. It does seem like that. The word that's been thrown around this week is dynasty. So it's looking like that Tom Brady had built himself a bit of a dynasty down in Tampa Bay. Now, what I think they should do in the draft coming up. I already said what I think the acquisition should be, or who we should look to retain. I think we should definitely go quarterback. Maybe not in the first or the second round. Maybe late second. Well, we late anyway because we won the Super Bowl. But I would say maybe like second or third round, just to have somebody that we can have somebody that's being groomed to take over. You know, so not necessarily saying that Tom Brady will go anywhere soon, but you know, at some point he will. So, you know, I think that would be good. And you know, like when you look at the people that have been under him before, like I mentioned in the last video, Matt Castle was able to take over. He was able to take over for him that year. He got injured. Jimmy G, who they was actually trying to replace Brady with a few years ago, he's doing big things out in California, San Francisco. And you know, I don't know. It's like I want to see, like, if like Tom Brady is like the Sith Lord that everybody thinks he is. Like, you know, if he could like bring on an apprentice and mold him. You know, so I don't know. That's just my thought. They should definitely go quarterback in one of those rounds and just groom somebody to, you know, to take that mantle. Either that or bring Jameis back. I'm good with either one. So, and I hear people yelling at me now. Here's why I'm good with it. Because by the time Brady is done, Jameis would have spent 2 years in Sean Payton's system. Sean Payton, even though he is a rival, it takes a rival to recognize the fact that the man is an offensive genius. So, you know, there's that. That is depending on whether they decide to bring him back or not. But I will say this: against us, his QB rating was 100. He threw that one deep pass, and it didn't get picked. So there's that for growth. But in any case, that was my thoughts on this subject. On the next video, I'm gonna actually do all of the free agents for the league, for the entire league, so that we can see who's available, who could possibly go where. I might break it down by position, depending on how many it is. I'm not sure, but I know we gotta talk about these quarterbacks. We gotta talk about Deshaun Watson. We gotta talk about Carson Wentz. And we gotta talk about Dak Prescott.
Man, fuck the Cowboys, I'm rooting for Dak!
And you know what I always say about that Dak Prescott situation?
Jerry Jones don't care about black people!
That's right. But yeah, so that's my thoughts. Links to social media is gonna be in the description. Like, share, subscribe on everything. I'm out.
I'm the best.
I'm a reaper with the words, cut you deeper with my verbs. Shoot your people by the herds, being peaceful for the birds. We can serve the beef, a bag of bitch. You woke a sleeping dragon, roast and fry him when I fire, lay him down like an assassin.
I'm a reaper with the words, cut you deeper with my verbs. Shoot your peoples by the herds, being peaceful for